Madam President, let Muskingum's December 2022 commencement now begin.
Good afternoon. I'm going to ask you just to stay arisen, I guess, here for a few moments. We'll have the invocation. So just remain standing with me. I'm delighted to welcome you to our very first formal December commencement, where we will be honoring both our undergraduate and our graduate students who are graduating right now. It is such a pleasure to celebrate this special occasion with our class of 2022 and their friends and their family members. So please welcome for our invocation the Reverend Tim Pollock. Tim.
Thank you. I haven't done anything yet. Let us pray. Loving Creator, when your Son entered the world, he had your Spirit rest upon him. On this day, we ask for the same Spirit to rest on all of us gathered in this space and this time. A spirit of wisdom, a spirit of understanding, a spirit of counsel, a spirit of might, a spirit of knowledge, a spirit of awe, a spirit of delight in your ways. May we be guarded and guided as we celebrate, bless, and encourage this class of 2022. In the name above all names, amen.
You may be seated. Each time we have gathered in the last few months in person and face-to-face, we celebrate. I think one of the things that we brought from the pandemic is a deep appreciation for the ability to gather, but also for the ability to connect virtually. So I'm going to welcome all of you who are here in person and those who are joining virtually today. Our students from Orbit Media are live streaming and recording today's ceremony, and they do so with many important events throughout the year. So I'd like to just take a moment right now to thank them for connecting our Muskingum families and friends near and far to our Orbit Media group. So congratulations, class of December 2022. This is your day, and our entire Muskingum community is celebrating with you today. Each one of you has made such an impact during your time here, and I am so confident that you will continue to transform the world as you now go out as Muskingum alumni. And we know that your family and friends played such a vital role in your success here at Muskingum. So I want to say congratulations to you, family and friends. Thank you for encouraging our students through each step as they earn their degree. We share your tremendous pride in them. And I would like to now join in thanking all the family members and friends here in the audience for their exceptional support. So the Muskingum faculty and staff are at the heart of our enterprise and have been at the center of our students' experience, teaching, challenging, inspiring, and guiding. And today, our faculty honor each one of you, our graduates. So I would like to ask the Muskingum faculty and any staff members who are here to please rise and be recognized. The Muskingum University Board of Trustees is a highly committed and engaged group of individuals. They have such a powerful impact on Muskingum through their leadership and stewardship. We have a couple of members of our Board of Trustees here with us today, and I'd like to ask them to stand and be recognized. So today's commencement address will be presented by James McDonald, a Muskingum graduate of the class of 1973. We are so delighted to welcome James back to campus today. James is the president and chief executive officer of All Well Behavioral Health Services, is a committed volunteer leader for health, education, and family development organizations, and the powerful impact he has had on the lives of residents of our regional community is truly inspiring. We are very proud right now to honor James today with the presentation of a Doctor of Humane Letters degree. So I'm going to invite Cheryl Hetrick Carpenter, the chair of our University Board of Trustees and a member of the Muskingum class of 1986, to join me in conferring this honorary degree. James, please come forward now.
Thank you. Thanks for the screen.
Go, Rianne.
Are you ready? Yes. This is wonderful. Whereas James A. McDonald, a member of the Muskingum University class of 1973, impacts the world through 48 years, his 48-year career of providing mental health services to Zanesville area residents. Whereas James A. McDonald has served as the president and chief executive officer of All Well Behavioral Health Services since 2013. And whereas James A. McDonald is a committed community volunteer leader, serving as the chair of the board of directors of Genesis Healthcare System and as the chair of the board of trustees of Zane State College. Whereas James A. McDonald is a founder of Forever Dads, whose mission is to encourage, educate, and equip men of fathers to develop positive relationships with their children, family, and community, and is a founding board member of the Ohio Practitioners Network for Fathers and Families, and is the originator of Enterprise Community, a cradle to a career workforce development project where a child's potential is not dictated by their circumstances. And whereas James A. McDonald earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology from Muskingum and a Master of Arts degree in public administration from Ohio University. Therefore, be it resolved by the Muskingum University Board of Trustees on this, the 9th of December, 2022, that the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters be conferred upon James A. McDonald.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the Muskingum Board of Trustees, I do hereby confer upon you, James A. McDonald, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. And I am honored to present to you now Dr. James A. McDonald, and we're proud to welcome you to the podium to speak to us today.
What's up? I don't know what these responsibilities are, but I humbly accept this honor, totally unexpected, and indeed will demonstrate to my wife and children that there is value in this guy. You know, I attended Muskingum University and graduated from here back in the 1900s. And I slept in Memorial Hall, and I prayed in Brown Chapel, and I performed brain surgery on rats in Cambridge Hall. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. I ate at Thomas Hall, and I ran around the track in an effort to keep my girlish figure. But indeed, it is a high honor today to be here and to meet you all on this great milestone in your lives. I'm honored to be here today, and I thank you, Dr. Susan Hustler, and for the invitation to join you and the board chair, Cheryl Carpenter, and the board members, the distinguished faculty and staff of this prestigious school on the occasion of the commencement of these young and ambitious men and women today. You know, I looked up grade point averages for baccalaureate students in the United States, and that GPA is 3.1 for most colleges, but not here. At Muskingum University, and particularly for you who are graduating today, the GPA is 3.4. You're smarter than the average American. I know they knew it, and your parents were wondering that, and now you know. And a B average, a high B average like that means obviously that some of you are graduating magna cum laude, some summa cum laude, and various levels of the GPA. But whatever your GPA, you are now in the magenta line, and I indeed congratulate you. Dr. Hustler gave me an hour and a half, but I won't need all that time today, but there will be an exam after this presentation. There are 3 B words I just want to highlight that I have discovered in my lifetime matter. Those 3 words are believing, belonging, and building. That's all the exam you'll have. Remember those 3 words: believing, belonging, and building. And believing really defines the trajectory of your life. The trajectory, here, shh, or here, okay, or which way you're going. And what you believe about yourself matters. What other people think about you is none of your business. I learned that at a very early age. I'm from a family of 10, you parents, 10. Frank and Ruth raised us. I counted them one day, doctor. There were 10 around the table, 5 boys and 5 girls. And one day I just was hearing a conversation at the table, and my sister Esther was complaining. And she was just talking about how criticizing her teacher and going on and on about how the teacher didn't like her and how the teacher was prejudiced. That was the word in those days, prejudice. Now it's diversity in other language, but in those days it was a prejudice. Went on and on about her teacher not liking her. And my dad, when she was finished, said, "Esther, I don't know what your teacher thinks about you, but I guarantee you one thing. If you put on your paper that 2 + 2 = 4, she'll never mark it wrong." I learned that day that I go to school to learn, to demonstrate what I have learned, It doesn't matter what people think about me, either beside me or in front of me. I learned that I stand or fall on my own merits, and so do you. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, more capable than you can imagine. This university believed in you. They don't accept every applicant. In the year that you applied, they rejected 30% of the applicants. 30%. Now it's a little higher than that. They accept about 82. 30%. And I don't know who on this panel reviews those applications, but I can just imagine him looking at one, picking up one, and saying, nope. No. But they came to yours. They came to yours. And you had demonstrated through your high school curriculum and through your lifetime that you could indeed handle the academic rigor of this university. They sent you a letter that said, congratulations. We believe that if you were here, you will enhance the culture, the community, and challenge our professors to teach their best. And boy, were they right. You did it. You did it. You're an amazing class, even though through the pandemic, there were limited gatherings. As a matter of fact, we sent you all home in the spring of 2020 to learn online. And then when you came back, we made you communicate through 600 plexiglass barriers all over the place. And we separated you through distancing and through all these other quarantines and barriers, isolated you, wouldn't let you connect with one another. Sports people exercising with masks, exercising in pods, couldn't even work with your teammates to succeed, and here you are today. And even with all that isolation, you boys found a way to kiss the girl. You're an amazing class. You believed in yourself. The second B is belonging. Belonging. This is a big B. Somebody say big B. Belonging affects your quality of life. Many of you are involved in sororities and fraternities, various groups and clubs that you engage in, teams, sports teams, so you could be seen and heard and accepted while you're on campus. Belonging is a safety net against risk and harm and supports you on your most difficult days. I know there are parents here who insulated you from harm, parents who held you when you were wounded, parents who prayed for your recovery when something weakened you. And I don't know whether you told them or not. I'm sure you have. And in case you didn't, parents, I want to say on their behalf, thank you. Thank you. They're here because of you. Can we give parents a hand today? Regarding belonging, this is a pivotal time of your life, a critical transition for you today. Before today, the groups you associated with and belonged to were not necessarily your choice. You didn't decide who your parents are going to be and what elementary and middle school and high school you would go to. But today, young people, from now on, you get to choose the associations and your affiliations. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal because that represents a gap between where you are now and where you aspire to be. Today, you represent the accumulation of your experiences, all those things that you developed yourself to be, the learning, the development, the stuff that you have. And over here is where you aspire to be, your dreams, your aspirations, and your hopes. Between there is a gap. That gap has to be bridged, and that bridge is people and association and connections. Let me tell you some two recommendations as you bridge people. First of all, in your lifetime, high school, in this college, you have made decisions about who to belong to, who to associate with, who to connect with. On social media, you've made decisions about who to friend. And some of those decisions were helpful, and some were harmful. Some of those were joyous, and for some of those you have regret. Learn from that. Learn from that. George Santayana wrote this song, wrote this book, The Life of Reason. He wrote it in 1905. All of you have heard this statement. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Some of the decisions you have made were excellent. Some not so much. Learn from that. We all make some mistakes and some foolish decisions based on lots of stuff. Sometimes we're drunk. Sometimes we're peer pressured. Sometimes we're affected by decisions of other people that don't really work for us. Learn from that. Be smart about the connections that you make. They will take you here or here. Stay connected with your people who are here, who love you and support you and have come to celebrate your commencement today. They love you, and they know something about building bridges. They built bridges, and they burned bridges, and their wisdom is of immense value to you. So let me say this to you about them. In your most vulnerable moments, call home. In your most difficult times, call the professors who directed your careers. They know you, they care about you, they will support you in ways that no one else can. And please, don't over-report on social media. Quit doing that. Those aren't people who love you or care about you. Those aren't people to whom you belong. You belong here and to this group of people. And if you can make that your mission, to belong to people, make the right decision, the trajectory of your life changes. Connect with people. Connect with people. Develop the capacity. The final B is building. Building. And this is the advice I would give to you about building. There are two kinds of people in the world. People who are satisfied and people who are ambitious. And seldom are satisfied people ambitious, and seldom are ambitious people satisfied. As a matter of fact, ambitious people build things for the convenience of satisfied people. You are builders. And here's what I would say about building. And this is a lesson that I learned early on in life and has made my trajectory go like this. Listen to this. Develop the capacity to build. Develop the capacity to build. Muskingum University's mission is to educate the whole person for the whole world. And to achieve that mission, they have developed the capacity to educate. That capacity is multifactorial. It includes facilities and faculties and leadership teams and international connection and alumni, financial partnerships, students, athletic clubs and programs, evidence-based curriculums, and one outstanding college president. Let's give her a hand. I list those things to make this point. As you build, don't go it alone. Don't go it alone. There's a passage in the Bible, it's in Ephesians, speaks to connectivity. It's talking about the human body, and here's what it reads. The whole body, and all its various parts, joined and knitted firmly together by what every joint, ligament, blood vessel, organ, and gland supplies. When each part is working properly, it causes the body to grow, mature, build up itself in unselfish love. Every part of this body matters. Spleen, bladder, glands, heart, every part is different and every part matters and is unique to the optimum function of my body and of myself, my soul, my spirit. The same is true for community. I need you, and you need me. And I need you to be uniquely you, and you need me to be uniquely me, so that together we build community. We are all part of the human family, and to the degree that we can respectfully connect, it's my belief that our Creator will honor that and will be pleased to help us to win, to win. Strive to win. Strive to win with purpose. Don't be deceived by the artificial and temporary benefit of numbers. They're temporary, they're artificial. Numbers on Wall Street, scoreboard numbers, notches on your belt, your age number. Winning isn't about numbers, winning is about purpose. Strive to win on purpose. Win on purpose. Here is what winning looks like. Winning looks like an educator who graduates today and a child, an autistic child, enters your classroom that can't read, and they spend time with you and they read fluently. Winning is a ball running through the, and you develop capacity to teach 1,000 kids. Winning is taking a suicidal student, a senior, walking into your clinical office, and they leave with hope. Winning is those of you who are scientists and failing with 1,000 clinical trials, but you persist in finding funding and resources and research so that eventually you discover a molecular structure that treats a rare and a debilitating disease. Winning is when you complete your degree in philosophy and religion. And attending your presentation are two kinds of people: those who believe in God and those who believe in chance. And after your theological construction, both walk away persuaded that God is both the author of divine order and natural science and natural order. Winning is a mother whose child is sitting here today, and during your childhood, she wondered, oh my God, will they ever make it? Today, they are graduating, you're graduating from this exceptional private liberal arts university. Winning is a university who accepted your child and educated them and now thrusts them toward a specialty, charging them to build capacity with colleagues in education, healthcare, science, business, philosophy, to make their communities a better world. That's what you're going to do. Make your communities a better world. At Muskingum, we believe in you. At Muskingum, you will always belong here. Now go and soar and build in a manner only befitting for a fighting Muskie. We trust you, we believe in you, you will always have our support. Congratulations. Believe, belong, and build. The grace of God be with you.
Thank you, Dr. McDonald. We'll say that a few times so you can repeat it at home, right? Your message and your example inspire us all as we celebrate new beginnings and we commit to believing and belonging and building as we go out into the world now as Muskingum alumni. I'd like to now welcome Sarah Heading of the class of 2023 to perform A Million Dreams.
close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, and it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Thank you, Sarah, for a number that captured, I think, what goes on with everyone in this room, especially our graduates. Millions and millions of dreams have gone through your heads as you've been studying here at Muskingum, and I hope that continues, and I hope that we help prepare you to make some of those dreams become a reality. So thank you again, Sarah. So, as we recognize the class of 2022 today, I did want to stop and recognize a couple of other people that I failed to do early on. So, we have in the front row here in the auditorium actually some of our academic leaders. We have those who are leading our graduate programs, the graduate program directors, our division chairs, our senior leadership team. And this is a group that keeps our vision going and keeps us moving into the future. So I'd like to acknowledge that group of leaders here today as well. And we happen to be celebrating with one of that group of leaders who is retiring from her active teaching and leadership career at the end of this semester, Dr. Mary Arnold, director of our Master of Occupational Therapy program and Associate Professor of Occupational Therapy. She has served in those roles since 2017. And Mary, would you stand? So Dr. Arnold actually built, you talked about building, she built our occupational therapy program here at Muskingum. The influence she has had on her students and on the university and her lifetime of achievement is truly inspiring. You were a privilege when you came to Muskingum. You have contributed so much, and you will be greatly missed. We wish you all the very best in the future. Thank you. So, now the time you've been waiting for. We are going to be granting degrees to the class of 2022, and we are going to start with our graduate degrees. And I'm going to invite our provost, Dr. Nancy Evangelista, to join me for the presentation of candidates.
Thank you, President Hassler. Good afternoon. Shall we do this? Yes, let's do it.
It's time.
So, will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Education degree please stand? Okay. Madam President, these candidates have completed all the requirements as set by the faculty for the Master of Arts in Education degree. The faculty has recommended and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of these degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty with the approval of the Board of Trustees, and by virtue of the authority placed in me by the state of Ohio, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Education with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Now, will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Teaching degree please stand? Madam President, these candidates have completed all the requirements as set by the faculty for the Master of Arts in Teaching degree. The faculty has recommended and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of these degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty, with the approval of the Board of Trustees, and by virtue of the authority placed in me by the state of Ohio, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. And will the candidate for the Master of Business Information Systems please stand? Madam President, this candidate has completed all the requirements as set by the faculty for the Master of Business Information Systems degree. The faculty has recommended and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of this degree.
So upon recommendation of the faculty, with the approval of the Board of Trustees, and by virtue of the authority granted to me by the state of Ohio, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Business Information Systems with all the rights and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
I now invite the recipients of the degrees of Master of Arts in Education, Master of Arts in Teaching, and Master of Business Information Systems to please stand and come forward to receive your diplomas. They will be presented to you by President Hassler and Chair Carpenter. Mary Sue Firebaugh. Holden Ross Martin. Nicole Marie Rose. John Lewis Chandler. Kyle D. Ludwig. Jordan Hunter Rose. Raquel Lee Tayo. Jenna Lane Tysinger. Jordan Christopher Whitehouse. David Anthony Lindsay. Let's have one more resounding round of applause for all of our master's degree recipients. Ready?
So I have to keep going in my program here. So I am now going to invite the Provost Evangelista to begin the presentation of the class of 2022 candidates for undergraduate degrees.
Sounds good. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree please stand? Madam President, these candidates have completed all the requirements as set by the faculty for the Bachelor of Arts degree. The faculty has recommended and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the Board of Trustees of Muskingum University, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Yeah. You may be seated. And now, will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please stand? Madam President, these candidates have completed all the requirements as set by the faculty for the Bachelor of Science degree. The faculty has recommended and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the Board of Trustees of Muskingum University, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree please stand? Well, Madam President, the candidates who have completed all the requirements as set forth by the faculty for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree have been recommended by the faculty, and the Board of Trustees has approved the granting of these degrees.
And I am guessing there's a few of you standing virtually, okay?
That's
so
right.
we're going to congratulate
We are.
you. And I will officially confer those degrees by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio, the Board of Trustees. I do hereby confer upon those who attain the Bachelor of Science in Nursing that degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Will the class of 2022 members please rise and face the audience? Whichever direction your family is. There you go, wherever. I proudly present to you the class of 2022. You may be seated.
I now invite the recipients of the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing to stand and then come forward to receive your diplomas as your line is called. You will be presented your diplomas by President Hassler and Chair Carpenter. Evelyn Marie Barnhouse, magna cum laude. Brianna Maris Benda. Joshua Michael Burke. Terrence Jahem Boyd. Rianne Gwendolyn Brooks. Kristen Alexis Burris Jones. Rafael Cifuentes. Jacob Kyle Clevenger. Gracie Charlotte Collins, summa cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Conrad, summa cum laude, co-valedictorian. Emma M. Dunham, cum laude. Patrick Lyle Ains. Esther Miranda Ensminger, summa cum laude. Louise Nicole Ferrano, summa cum laude and co-valedictorian. Laurel Renee Frasch, summa cum laude. Gavin Blake Freeland, cum laude. Jordan Andrew Garrett. Hope May Harris. Tristan Jacob Howell. Alea Carr. Christian James Avanci. Janine Monique Liris Kelly, cum laude. Christopher Lightus. Kaylee Mae McCarty. Donna Renee McLear. Hudson Matthew Moore. Amber Renee Moore, summa cum laude. Brian Stephen Pastiak, magna cum laude. Ryan Thomas Pavlik, magna cum laude. Ryan Daniel Rusnak. Zachary A. Simmons. Colin Clayton Sloan. Andrew James Smith. Cassandra Soltitz. Devin Alexander Stout, cum laude. Destiny L. Taylor. Angela Leigh Toth, summa cum laude and co-valedictorian. Philip James Vincent. Hannah Lee Wilson, magna cum laude. Casey William Wood, summa cum laude. Lindsay C. Woodell. Esther Eileen Woodrum. Ashley Marie Wright, summa cum laude. Keegan Thomas Yance, summa cum laude. Congratulations once again to our graduates. Please have one more round of applause as we congratulate them.
I'm going to ask you to stand one more time, graduates. Probably not just one more time, but please stand, because it is now time for you to officially change your tassels. So please switch your tassels from the right side to the left on your mortarboards, many of which are beautifully decorated. Congratulations. You may be seated. I now invite graduating senior Rhianne Brooks to come forward. Rianne is a public health studies major with multiple minors, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about that. She is an extremely involved member of our campus community, has been active in a variety of student organizations, intramurals, athletics. Rianne epitomizes the many students at Muskingum who embrace the whole learning experience, both in and out of the classroom. Rianne.
Hey y'all, what's up? First of all, thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you to everyone that actually brought my name out for me to give the speech today. I was kind of like flabbergasted. Also, thanks to everyone that knew and didn't tell my family that I was giving a speech. I feel so honored as the first undergrad to give a speech at the first December commencement. So welcome everyone to the first December commencement. Congrats to all of us. We don't have to come back and walk in May. I am from Cadiz, Ohio, not Cadiz, Spain, Cadiz. I don't speak Spanish, even though that's one of my minors. Sorry about that. Don't tell my professors, by the way. I came to Muskingum as a freshman, and although I thought about turning the tables, throwing in the towel on multiple occasions, I'm here. I'm here today. I used to play soccer, but after my first 2 years here, I realized that intramurals were going to be my best friend. So I participated in cornhole, the turkey bowl, volleyball, and soccer. I was also the PR chair for Sisters of Hugh, a member in Black Student Union, and the parliamentarian chair in my sorority, Chi Alpha Nu. I also participated in a video for the Juneteenth celebration, MLK Day of Service, videos explaining my Muskingum experience. I was invited to an entrepreneur luncheon and presentation, and recently did a podcast for Linda's 13 Keys to Academic Success. I am graduating with a major in public health, with minors in biology, psychology, philosophy, and Spanish. I know, that's a rather strange combination. It took me by surprise, too. After graduating, I plan on doing nothing with those things, at least not yet. Instead, I am going to live out my dream of traveling and working abroad with study abroad students. It still baffles me to think that when I came to Muskingum, my outlook on life then is different than what it is now. When I came here, I had my mind set on a few things. I was going to be a surgeon, college was going to be easy, and I was not going to join a sorority. None of those things really stuck. Going from high school to college was a big transition, as we all know. I went from all A's and honor roll to having to learn what study habits work for me, and I actually had to read a textbook. Who knew our professors were onto something when they said, hey, make sure you read your textbook. Since the 3rd grade, I've wanted to be a surgeon, and maybe that's because I watched Grey's Anatomy, maybe not at that point in time, but I still did. But after a lot of conversation, blood, sweat, and tears, I knew that this path was not for me. And I'm sure all of us have been there before. We come to college thinking that what we want to do is what we're going to do for the rest of our lives, and then we end up changing it, and sometimes it's hard. But eventually, we will get to the right path. As you all know, I am a social butterfly. I love making new friends, meeting new people, and of course, being the center of attention. So you can imagine how I felt when they asked me to give the speech today. Although making new friends has been easy for me, being friends with a group of women, I was like, ooh, no, do I really want to do that? But it wasn't until I visited Muskingum and saw women wearing purple and gold on Montgomery Boulevard. And the first thing that I said, yeah, did I hear a Chi Nu in the audience? Yeah! The first thing that I thought was, if I was going to join a sorority, it would be that one. 2 years later, I joined the best sorority on this campus. Although making friends in my sorority was amazing, the best feeling that I had, The best feeling was getting my little. When I first got my little, I texted my big and I was like, "You're gonna be a grandma." And then I told my mom, I was like, "Well, I was gonna tell you that too, but you might have taken that differently." Although I made all these amazing memories, none of them will compare to the ones that I make with all my friends after college. I never knew the impact a place could have on a person until I came to college. My grandma once told me, "Don't wish your life away. High school will be some of the best days of your life." I agree with some of that, but not all of it, of course. I couldn't wait to get out of high school. I cried more at my friend's graduation and didn't shed a single tear at mine. And although college has been full of highs and lows, to say the least, this has been the place where I have grown the most, learned the most, and been accepted for who I am. Muskingum has become my home away from home. My friends used to ask my whereabouts, and I would tell them, "I'm at home." And they're like, "Why would you go home in the middle of the school week?" I'm like, "I'm just in my dorm. Like, I'm not actually home, you know?" But this was surprising to me because as a freshman, I went home almost every single weekend. But as I got more involved on campus and made friends, it was kind of hard to do that. Muskingum has opened my mind to the opportunities I have had while being here. Half of the classes I've taken, I never would have thought I would be interested in, but it's a good thing that we're a liberal arts school and we're pushed to get out of our comfort zone and try novel things. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have found my major or some of the minors that I have now. If it weren't for the study abroad program and Valerie, I would have never been able to see my dream destination of Italy, and I would have never found out about the job that I have lined up for working abroad. The Italy trip was also where my professor, Dr. Robert Sharp, convinced me I just needed to be a philosophy minor. I only needed one more class, so why not? I bring all these things up because these are things that have shaped me into who I am today and helped me find the person that I want to be, along with my friends, other professors, my family, and a lot of prayers to the man upstairs. Having a support system that is in my corner through thick and thin, not only to tell me when I'm right, but most importantly, when I'm wrong. Having my own experiences, making mistakes, and learning from them, these are all things that we all need to help us grow. Whether you go straight to grad school, the workforce, or wherever you go after this, don't let anyone's thoughts or opinions steer you from the path that you want to be on. Lastly, I would like to thank Dr. Jamie Rafter for helping me realize that biology definitely was not for me. My boss, Danielle, for pushing me to do my homework, but also for helping me realize that being late is a part of being human. If you see my grad cap, you'll understand. To Kevin, my boss's boss, for allowing me to keep not only my job, but my permit after I put the work van in a ditch. We'll talk about that later, maybe not. To Dr. Danny Ingold, thank you for naming your son Donnie. And y'all having the same email. One year, I meant to email Dr. Ingold, but his son found out that I was struggling in his father's class. Dr. Julie, thank you for helping me not get electrocuted when we went electrofishing. I'm here today. Thank you to Dr. where is she? Wait, Dr. Zalay, there you are. Thank you for allowing me to make you my advisor the last year and a half that I was here. But also thank you for reconsidering the criteria for the public health major after I struggled in behavioral stats twice. To all the professors whose class I've taken twice, but with you as a professor the second time and passed, thank you so much. To the ones who knew I should have failed their class and passed me anyways, thank you, I am here now. To D Hall, thank you for letting me know that learning to cook is essential. To Kai Nu, thank you for allowing me to openly call myself a nookie with no shame. For Campo, thank you for this is ironic. thank you for not giving me a parking pass for parking in 15-minute parking longer than that. Yesterday, I went to one of my exams, and there was a nice little ticket with a fine on it. We'll pay that later. Thank you to FizPlant for never answering an email, but always showing up unexpectedly to fix things. Thank you. And lastly, to President Hassler for always reminding us that it's a great day to be a Muskie. All jokes aside, I am happy with everyone that I have met, and thank you for being a part of my Muskingum journey, and may we all hold near and dear to us all the amazing memories we have made and people we have met at Muskingum. Let us continue to build our network and keep in contact with the connections we've made here. Be open to failure, for failure is the key to success. Say yes to every opportunity that comes in our path, especially if it gets us out of our comfort zone. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing. Don't wish your life away, because starting now will be some of the best days of our lives. Congratulations, class of 2022, for completing our undergrad experience, and welcome to being old and boring. My name is Rianne Brooks, and I approve of this message. Period, period,
Thank you, Rianne, for sharing your journey with us. I'm sure there were many parts of that that a lot of people in this room could relate to. So thank you for sharing. So here to present the faculty's charge to the graduating class is Dr. Jim Dooley, the Bill and Martha Lovejoy Professor of Biology and the Director of the Conservation Science Program here at Muskingum. Dr. Dooley joined the Muskingum faculty in 1998. He advises 3 student organizations. He's well known for his commitment to mentoring students and for his service to our surrounding community. Dr. Dooley is the 22-23 recipient of the university's highest service honor, the Cora I. Orr Faculty Service Award. Dr. Dooley, please come forward.
Class of 22, how are you doing? Yeah? It's a beautiful day. It's your day. And I want to walk you through just a few things that I hope that you feel really good about in terms of your time here. There's kind of a theme to what I want to talk about today. And some of those themes are going to come actually, Dr. McDonald, from your speech. I did not write this speech while you were giving yours, but there's some ties. So in 1998, the great Midwestern band Semisonic released an iconic song called Closing Time. And embedded in the lyrics to that fantastic song is a wonderfully poignant and powerful line, "Every new beginning comes from some other new beginning's end." I think it's very apropos to where we are today. For you, our very first December graduates, our hope is that in this time of new beginnings, you can feel enriched by your development and growth over your time here. And we can think about that kind of growth in a couple of different ways. Of course, there's the knowledge you gained by the focused work you did in your major, and the skills that you built that we know all professional employers are after, those communication skills, those problem-solving skills, those knowing good information from bad skills. That's not really where I want to focus, because college is a lot more than career preparation. College is about building a life. So I want to talk about some other skills that we were working on here, and some attributes that come out of those skills. And this isn't anything that's exclusive, but they're just a few that I think are important. Working effectively in groups to meet common goals. Developing yourself in leadership. Developing self-awareness so you grow in your understanding of yourself, of your values, and how those things change through time. and always understanding yourself as a part of something bigger. Those skill sets then lead to attributes, and those attributes really serve as a foundation for a meaningful life. Among those kinds of qualities, those attributes I would say are resilience. So going back to your toast last night, Dr. Hassler, embracing difference, empathy, and the ability to navigate adversity. To me, the heart of the Muskingum experience, in a very deliberate way, is our focus on the development of these skills and attributes. And in many ways, our emphasis on this development and your growth in these areas is what makes the Muskingum education unique. The joy of being a part of this community, if I may speak on behalf of the entire staff and faculty, is watching this growth and watching this development and watching you guys come into your own. So how did this kind of growth occur? Did you get it out of my bio class? No, it was part of the whole experience. Your co-curricular activities taught you a great deal about working with others, about the necessity of being honest with yourself and with your peers, sometimes in difficult situations. Your athletic endeavors taught you to set goals, to work with other people, to reach, but to reach together. And your academics, we worked very hard to reinforce the things that went beyond the lessons of the day, the lessons of life. So all parts of your experience have entered into this. So what does it matter? I'm going to tell you a story, short story here. A number of years ago, I had a student, and she came into college. She was pre-veterinary. She knew she wanted to be a vet. She knew that since she was knee-high. That's pretty often the case with folks that want to go to vet school. And she worked really hard. And the tough part about vet school, I think we all know getting into vet school is hard. And one of the things that makes it all the more difficult is there are a relatively narrow number of slots. So that in a given year, can you get in with a 3.4? Can you get in with a 3.9? What's it going to take? And you don't know. So the day came, and she came down the hallway, and I could tell from the body language that she didn't get in. So I went out, I said, come on into my office, sit down in the rocking chair, and let's talk. And I said, where are you? She said, yeah, I didn't get in. You can see that. And I'm really disappointed. Then she paused and she said, and I'm not taking no for an answer. You guys make us proud a lot of the times, but I got to tell you, that was an apex moment in my career here. So what did she do? She did the really hard thing. She got in touch with the vet school, and she said, what was the problem? And they said, well, we were looking for a little more experience in this area. So she came back. She found a fellowship with the Smithsonian Institute. She spent a year doing that. It turned out to give her skills and experiences beyond even what she was looking for. And I wouldn't be telling you this story if she wasn't in vet school, okay? But you think about it, that could have slipped away. You think about that sense of resilience, what it takes to look at a really hard situation like that and not embrace it as defeat, but instead as a setback. Knowing yourself, developing those skills of self-reflection, knowing your values, knowing what's important and being deliberate, those things all served her well in that time. But her resilience was also strengthened by her life and relationship. In her case, sorority life had developed her as a leader and given her firsthand experience with the notion that we all rise together. We are most powerful in our ability to manage adversity and also make positive contributions in the moments and times in which we are one with our lives and relationship. Each of us is one light made more powerful by being part of a bright, radiant, and shining constellation. I want to close by suggesting that Muskingum's emphasis on this whole student, whole experience, the development of personal excellence, that comes from embracing the challenges of skills that go beyond just academics is nothing new. Last Sunday, a number of us gathered to say farewell to Dr. Bill Lovejoy, class of 1951. He was a friend to many of us. You probably never met him, but he was a friend to you as well. He was a committed and generous supporter of Muskingum students and a strong believer in the Muskingum experience. He was a geology major as a student here and then went on to do a PhD in zoology, and after that joined an academic faculty at the Georgia Southern University. I want to read just a few lines from his obituary that focused on his time at Muskingum. Bill was on the varsity football and baseball teams and the sports editor for the college student newspaper. He had an unbounding love for music and poetry. He loved reading poetry and could recite many poems from a wide variety of poets. His musical interests ranged from Beethoven to Hoagy Carmichael to Frank Sinatra. He credited Muskingum for teaching him that science, the arts, and sports all coexist, all parts of the experience. So what you experienced in your time here is nothing new. It's what we've worked on over the last few years has been going on for a very long time. And to me, this tradition of developing excellence speaks to the heart of the long Magenta line. So the charge, right? I was supposed to give you a charge, right? Okay, here's your charge, folks. Please, please, please stay in touch. This will always be your school, and we want to know your stories. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Dr. Dooley, for your deep care for our students. It's evident in everything you do, so thank you. And I'm now delighted to once again invite to the podium Chair of the Board of Trustees, Cheryl Carpenter, who will present the charge to the graduates from the Board of Trustees.
Thank you, President Hassler. Hello, wow. You can feel the energy in this room and on campus today as we celebrate you, the graduating class. Think back to the story that brought you to Muskingum and the story you can now tell about your time that you spent here. We heard some of that today. The things you learned, friendships you made, the early mornings, the late nights, the study sessions, the help from professors and your faculty, the support from your family and everyone on campus, and the list goes on. Those stories brought you to this moment. And now we celebrate all that you've accomplished, your time at Muskingum with the goal to reach this day of receiving your diploma. Your diploma and that energy that you poured into it, it represents a milestone of the stretching and the learning, and it's a ticket that's preparing you to write your next story that's going to carry out your purpose. It is my great pleasure to represent the Board of Trustees as we congratulate you in this achievement. And we congratulate your parents, your friends, your family, guardians, faculty and staff, everyone who supported you, because they're just as proud today as well. So graduates, I offer you this charge. Be the most comfortable person in an uncomfortable situation. Now, what does that mean? When you're faced with a hard decision or an opportunity, work hard. Be willing to make the hard choices. Embrace the challenges and the opportunities that you encounter along your career path and in your life, because they're meant to shape your purpose. Be the most comfortable person in an uncomfortable situation, and you will win. Life is good. It's not perfect. Sometimes it's not fair. It's hard. It doesn't go in a straight line. There are twists and turns, but life is good, and we all have a story of our life. Appreciate the story of what brought you to Muskingum. Smile and reminisce about the story that you have at Muskingum, and now be excited about writing the story that is going to allow your dreams to become a reality. And as Thomas Jefferson said, If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Carpenter, for those words and also for your leadership. We greatly appreciate it. We are nearing the end of this celebration, and I'm seeing some nods there. And it's my great pleasure to thank you all for your participation. And we all wish the graduates the very best as you leave this campus and continue on your journey. So would the class of 2022 please rise for the final charge of the day from the President. As you take the next steps on your journey, share your passions, lead, and make your impact. Turn your dreams into action, those millions of dreams. Care for yourselves, for others, and for the world. Find joy wherever you are, in the extraordinary and in the everyday. We are immensely proud of you. It is a great day to be a Muskie. Congratulations and many blessings, class of 2022. I am now going to invite the rest of you here today to rise in body or spirit as Sarah Heading, class of 2023, sings Muskingum's alma mater, All Hail Muskingum. I'm going to ask you to get your programs out. Here, the words are printed in your program. Our students, our graduates, you need to learn the alma mater because when you come back to homecoming, we're going to sing this and we expect you to sing along. Okay, so this is your opportunity. Sarah's going to sing through the alma mater one time and then we're going to join her as she sings it a second time. Following that, Reverend Pollock will offer a benediction, after which we are asking all graduates and audience members to be seated. Graduates will be dismissed, and then you in the audience can follow your graduates out and enjoy a celebration. We do have some refreshments in the atrium, and we look forward to congratulating you there. So Sarah, please join us, or please lead us in the alma mater.
All hail Muskingum, glorious alma mater. Thy loyal children come to do thee honor. Life more abundant thou to us hast given. Hail, alma mater, hail. All hail Muskingum, glorious alma mater. Thy loyal children come to do thee honor. Life more abundant thou to us hast given. Hail, alma mater, hail.
Dear friends, let us pray. Blessed Trinity, may the Spirit of Advent be upon us as we leave this space and enter into the wide, wild, and wonderful adventure of life. May you grant us hope, a confidence in a future set before us. May you grant us peace, assurance of who we are and to whom we belong. May you grant us joy, gladness of heart, and gratitude for opportunity. May you grant us love for you and our neighbors. And as we go into the wonder of God's creation as whole persons, let us share hope, peace, joy, and love with all we meet. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit we pray. Amen.
Please be seated until